And welcome to another live stream watch along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to Toluca FC versus New York City FC, Leagues Cup 2025, League Phase Round 3, the final match day, or the next 3 days of the 3 final match days of the group stage of the Leagues Cup. We will know who's moving on to the final 8. The top 4 per league on Thursday night. How we doing, Jimmy? How we doing, Henry? How we doing, Dillon? Should be interesting. Should be interesting. We got 2 matches tonight that we're covering. Toluca NYCFC and LAFC Tigres. We will review LAFC Tigres once it's over. And we're going to have some fun. With that, we have Pumas Miami tomorrow. Live review. We have Cruz Azul Colorado. Yep, on Thursday. Yep. Cruz Azul, Colorado on Thursday. Live RSR. So, 2 today, 1 tomorrow, 1 Thursday. Friday, knockout or league phase recap, knockout phase predictions. There you go. With that being said, there you go. Gonna have some fun with it. We're here. Toluca FC contra New York City FC en la Leagues Cup fase de grupos. Partido 3. Jornada 3. However you want to pull it. Hat trick Paulinho. Yeah, they're playing at Yankee Stadium. That's going to be a problem. He might score. He probably will score. The problem is they're playing at Yankee Stadium. Probably not. Starting 11s are as follows. For Toluca, in goal, we have Luis Garcia, the badass who played with his head taped up and said no to a concussion sub, is still playing. So I guess it wasn't as bad as we thought. Back 4 of Everardo Del Villar. We have Luan Garcia. We have Federico Pereira, Jesus Gallardo. The midfield 2 of Franco Romero, Marcel Ruiz. The midfield 3 of Paulinho, Jesus Angulo, Helino, and Alexi Vega up top. For NYCFC, we have Matt Freese. If this goes to a penalty shootout, NYCFC might have the advantage to get that extra point. Just saying. There's one thing Matt Freese is good at, it's penalty shootouts. For sure. Kevin O'Toole, Justin Hawk, Tanasevich, Tavon Gray, midfield 3 of Maxi Morales, Aiden O'Neill, Andres Pereira, the midfield, the attacking 3, Agustin Ojeda, Alonso Martinez, and Fernandez for NYCFC. They're playing at Yankee Stadium. You do realize that Yankee Stadium's hard to be played at. How we doing, Isaiah? You do realize that if you're not NYCFC, it's very hard to play at Yankee Stadium. There's a reason why they call it bowling ball pitch, or at least I do. It's unfair. It's an unfair place to play. Even Citi Field, similarly. But Citi Field has a little bit more dimensions to play with. You know, that short porch definitely doesn't lend well to a football pitch. It doesn't. Citi Field at least lends itself a little bit more. If you know Citi Field, you know the outfield fences are deeper than it is at Yankee Stadium. You know that. Yankee Stadium is very much more of a problem of a baseball field. Busch Stadium isn't that bad. Citi Field isn't either. Yankee Stadium is its own problem. Is that an Alajuelense jersey they're making him sign? De Bruyne at Napoli. I know. If NYC wins, it's because they won a shootout at Yankee Stadium. I don't think they're winning outright, even though they're at Yankee Stadium. I'll be legit about that. But a 1-1 draw that they win because of a shootout, because Matt Freese is goated at shootouts, I'll believe that. NYCFC have 3 points, sitting 11th place in MLS when it comes to the table. The top 4 teams going into the first day Starting with Liga MX, Toluca's in fourth with 5 points. Mazatlan, I know, surprising. Juarez, surprising. Tigres topping the table. We're going to have legitimately Juarez and Mazatlan in the quarterfinals of this tournament if we're not careful. Starting 11, Garcia, Jesus Gallardo, Federico Pereira, Luan Garcia, Everardo Lopez, Marcel Ruiz, Franco Romero, Alexi Vega, Jesus Angulo, Lino, and Paulinho up top. So that's what MLS says. I love it. We needed a number 10. He's MLS proven. He's very talented. He wanted to be here. I don't know how crazy he is, but I love it. Amazing. Sucks we had to lose Spicer, but I don't even know if we exactly had to lose him for that. But Matt Freeze, Kevin O'Toole, Justin Hawk, Tanasevich, Tavon Gray, Andres Pereira, Aiden O'Neill, Augustina Hayda, Maxi Morales, Fernandez, Alonso Martinez. But I love the Mihailovic acquisition. I do. The fact that he wanted to come to Toronto is crazy. I like the belief, though. He's a type of player that I would love to have as our number 10. So I'm glad. I've always been a fan of Jordy. Jordy, even though he played in Montreal, Paulinho, player to watch for Toluca. Let me tell you, Jordy Mihailovic has always been that guy, in my opinion. He was talented in Chicago. He went to Montreal, got them basically single-handedly competing with Wilfred Nancy. Alonso Martinez is the player to watch for NYCFC. Wilfred Nancy and Jordy basically got Montreal single-handedly competitive. And then he was pretty good in Colorado. And his European stint wasn't so good, but wasn't the best, but I'm just going off his MLS. Just going off his MLS career. He's good enough. He's a damn good MLS player. He's an MLS all-star. One of the best players in MLS who's also American. Well, I don't know. I'll put that in quotes. But either way. American with what? Serbian heritage or something like that? I think Serbian. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yes, he's American. He's an MLS player. He's homegrown, and he's one of the best players in the league from that level. So we needed number 10. He wants to be here. He's been good anywhere he goes with 2 shit teams and 1 mid team. Franchise-wise. And a team who should be big who looks like a shit team. He should probably do well for us. I'll take it. Jordy Mihailovic is who we're talking about. He's coming to Toronto. I also love that he's playing for Toronto now. The Montreal fans are going to have an aneurysm. I hope Jordy Mihailovic has the freaking game of his life on August 30th when they play Montreal and Toronto. That's what I wonder. That's what I wonder. I respect it, but that's what I wonder. It ain't Robin Fraser because he didn't play under Robin Fraser. It ain't that. They say there's some assistants from Colorado that he played under in Toronto, though, so that could have been that. But I still wonder, too. Hold on. I can't even do it off the back of my hand. Mihailovic with a accent over the C. Mihailovic. That's how you spell his last name. Yeah. He's only 26. Jeez. Younger than I thought, too. Okay. Yes. Portland Timbers cooked. Yeah, they've had a good window as well. I still hate the TFC lost Spicer, but I'll take Jordy. I wonder if something happened between him and Colorado. Also, Armas let him play the position he wanted and told Bassett and other to play other positions. Yeah, here's the thing about Colorado. Here's what I heard from Tom Bogert. Colorado was not going to trade Jordy. Toronto came with 2 other offers this summer to get him before this. Then he said he wanted to go. And that's when they said, okay, Toronto, you can have him. We'll trade him. Only when Jordy said he wanted to go. So he wants this. It's not like Toronto just said, you know what, this is a harebrained idea that just might work. No, they came with 2 other offers. Colorado said no. Mihailovic must have got wind of it, said he wanted to go. And the third offer, he's come to Toronto. So I guess maybe if that's how it went, maybe. Christopher Velde and Felipe Carballo are huge additions. Let's see if Sean has that same feeling once he comes in here. Oh. Well, that means the trade might have been coming through when Jolos happened. Like, personal reasons means, hey, we're going to transfer this guy. We don't want him getting hurt because if he does, the team getting him is going to open up a can of whoop ass on us. That doesn't totally raise alarm bells for me yet. Like the game before the trade broke, he didn't play. That doesn't really raise alarm bells for me. Now, if he didn't play like 2 or 3 games up until then you might have my attention. But, doesn't exactly raise alarm bells. And then he said he wanted to go to Toronto. So it's not like he wanted to be traded. He wanted to go to Toronto as well. Let's look at the Santos starting 11 when they played. Jordy Mihailovic started and played 90 minutes against Santos. Okay, so, yeah, that doesn't exactly raise alarm bells for me. But, and I'm not saying about him per se. I'm saying about the situation. That doesn't exactly. Pierre-Luc Lazier is the center ref tonight. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm joking. It won't. Bowling ball pitch, Pierre-Luc Lazier and a shithouse NYCFC team. Tatiana Guzman, the VAR referee. Probably Besiktas, just because of the fact they've had so many Canadians. Like in history, their recent history. Probably because of Atiba. Like I'd say I probably followed Besiktas the closest. And then Laren played there for a while. So, probably Besiktas just because of the fact they've had so many Canadian players. Probably. Not that they're there anymore, but, And if Jonathan David would have went there, I mean, he stayed there for 2 years? That's pretty long in football. 2 years is pretty long in football. I think he did come back to MLS so he could get to the Olympics and be open for that. Even though the coach was somebody he was coached in Chicago and they were pretty close and they both had the same heritage. Yeah. I think he came back to MLS to try to get to the Olympics. And then, because he knew he needed playing time to get on that U23 team as one of the overage players. But sucks he didn't go to the Gold Cup, though. That was weird. I mean, I wouldn't blame him for the U.S. Olympic team sucking. I was kind of shocked, though, that Mihailovic didn't go to the Gold Cup. That shocked me. I won't lie. That kind of shocked me. How good is Dutch football? I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, the Eredivisie is a solid league. Like, there's a reason why a lot of CONCACAF players go there to get their first foothold in European football. It's a good developmental league that has competitive teams. Very competitive league. Very teachable league. Very somewhat competitive in Europe. Somewhat. When you play UEFA competitions. You know, I'm not too... No problems with it, really. Columbus and Lyon have kicked off. So Dutch football is pretty good. Yeah, it's a damn good movie. It's a damn good movie, Cool Runnings. It's actually funny. When I got to watch it, Cool Runnings, when I got to watch it, we watched it in grade 9 in school during one of our, I think it was appreciation of rhetoric classes. I don't know. Was it just a holiday thing that we did it for, or did we do it for an assignment? I don't remember that exactly. But we got to watch Cool Runnings. That was fun. I'll always remember that. That was fun. That was cool. I don't know if any of the other appreciation of rhetoric classes did that, or if it was just ours or our teacher. But the teacher we had for that class, I thought was damn cool when she played Cool Runnings. That was, I don't want to know, really. That was cool. That was cool. As I was always a fan of John Candy, you know, like I've always been a fan of John Candy. I've always thought he was an amazing actor, amazing comedian. I never saw Cool Runnings though, which is weird, but I was always a good fan of John Candy. So the fact we got to see Cool Runnings where he was in it, playing their manager, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Awesome. I don't know if you'll get it. Best case, penalty shootout. I haven't heard anything about it. Ask Bogert. Ask Tommy Bogues. Ask Tommy Bogues about Bogish. Tommy Scoops. Ask him. I have no idea. I'll only know when the report comes out. 2 minutes in. I haven't heard anything about Bogish. And Lyon just got scored on by Columbus. 5 minutes in. Holy Lord. Well, okay, I guess it's that Chicago Fire is interested. There's a difference between interested and it happens. But okay, that's a start. That's a start. That's a good start. I don't know. I mean, it's good. Like, Chicago Fire is starting to actually do something good. Actually building their team for once. For the first time in what? 8 years? You know? Sure. Bogish is good, but yeah. I'm surprised Cruz Azul wants to let him go, but I mean, after what happened there, I mean, I'm not surprised totally. 3 minutes in. I mean, I'm more mad about the fact that neither of them, like Cena didn't play possum and then just turn heel again to retain the belt, or Cody didn't turn. I hate that John dropped the belt. I was kind of hoping he would retire with it. I'm more mad that they're wasting one of his matches on Brock Lesnar. I didn't want that at all. They're going to waste one of his last 5 matches on John Cena. Brock Lesnar. My bad. They're going to waste one of John's last 5 matches on Brock Lesnar. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's worse. Like, I'm happy John's a face again because that heel run was stupid. I'm glad we got to see one more face entrance with a world title belt. I damn near cried. I wouldn't say cried, but I damn near teared up. I smiled so big when he came out with his regular entrance. I'm not surprised he lost. The match was amazing itself. I hate that he has to wrestle Brock for one of his last matches. That sucks. That I hate. I understand he was probably dropping the belt. I was kind of hoping that even as a face, he'd somehow make it to December with a world title belt. But I kind of knew when Cody rematched him and they both stayed face, that Cena was going to lose somehow and raise his arm and all that. And then Brock came back. I was fine with how it ended, weirdly enough, until Brock came back. Brock freaking hit him with an F5. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you actually kidding me? Brock attacks everybody for no reason. That's why. It just depends if you're in his crosshairs or not. I guess John Cena is again. Yep. I heard about that. I hate that. Katya is an amazing ref. She's one of the best refs in CONCACAF. No joke. No joke. Katya Garcia is one of the best refs in CONCACAF. Like, she's actually good. She's one of the 5 referees who are actually good in this godforsaken confederation. Actually, well, there's a couple of passable refs, and there's good. I'm not saying she's the best ref in the world, but she's being good in CONCACAF means you're the best. Let's be real. And that's no disrespect to her. That's just the fact of the situation. Because if it was, it's also disrespect to Ishmael Elfath and all that. But that's just the fact of the situation. But she is a very good referee. For CONCACAF, yeah, she's one of the best, if not the best. So I have a problem with Monterrey fans sending her death threats because that's just wrong. They should all be punished. They should never go back to a football match ever. And knowing how Mexico has problems with femicide, it just makes it even scarier that they would make those threats. I have no respect for the Monterrey fans who made those threats to her. I don't see why they did. I don't think the calls were that bad. Looking at it from a even perspective, I think they're pissed off because they lost to Cincinnati, who is still a good MLS club and not a true Titan. They're still fraudulent until they prove otherwise. To me at least. But you can't be doing that, though. You can't be doing that, though. She's one of the best. Like, what if, and I don't think she will by her response, and I'm glad she won't, but what if she quit? What if we lost one of the best referees in CONCACAF because assholes in Monterrey wanted to send her death threats? And we were stuck with some other jackass from the FMF who doesn't know his head from his own ass because she walked away, which she was well within her right to do. I don't think she will by reading her statement. Total respect there that she stood up and said, nah, I'm not scared of y'all. I'm still going to do my damn job. I know I'm good. In so many words. Basically said, screw off. I'm going to keep doing what I love. And screw you. In so many words, but diplomatically. Respect. Wholehearted respect. And, 8-10, 0-0, settle. So, that's my thought, really. It's a disgusting situation. I had a lot of respect for Monterrey until a couple of days ago. Now I don't. The fan base. Like, add respect for them, but they are definitely the Real Madrid of Mexico. But you're a Madrid fan. I know, but the fan base is absolute cancer. I'll admit that. I was really a Madrid fan for Cristiano, but either way, I'll admit the Madrid fan base is cancer, most of them. Either way, Monterrey's the same way. So there's my thoughts on it. I think that will happen, though, or AJ. Actually, here's my theory. John Cena will face AJ Styles for the IC title in Perth. AJ will win the belt off Dom. Cena and AJ will face each other in Australia. Cena beats AJ for the IC title. So you get one more Cena-AJ match, and Cena gets the Grand Slam. He better get it, but that's my theory. That's my theory at this point. And Cena drops the IC title, either his second to last match or his retirement match. I don't know to who, but probably Gable. It can't really be Sami Zayn at this point, but, you know, I'd say she's the best. But and goal for NYCFC. Alonso Martinez scores. 0-1. 0-1. Oh, no. Oh, no. Toluca's got to come back. NYCFC gets one against the run of play. Damn Yankee Stadium. Exactly. Yep. After Wednesday, of course. Alonso Martinez, what a banger of a shot, though. Are you sure the goalie doesn't have a concussion? Good shot by Alonso, though. 0-1. 0-1. What a shot. Nil 1, 0-1. Well, if it's for the IC title, I have no idea is my point. 5 points. Toluca. Toluca's got to win outright to advance for sure. Can they come back? Yeah, but they're playing at Yankee Stadium. Here's my thing, though. Like, if it's for the IC title, who beats Cena for that? Like, are we really going to demote somebody like Sami Zayn just to have that match of Cena versus Sami to finish it out, which I'd love to see a Cena versus Sami match. Sami's first match on the main roster was against Cena. Cena's last match could be against Sami. But are we really going to have Sami drop down to the IC title because we sort of need a semi-main eventer to win it? Like, I would prefer Sami, but that would kind of suck. It's like, I'd love to see Cena versus Sami. AJ's on the same path as John. He's on his way lower down the totem pole because of his age. I love AJ, always have, but he's on his way out just like John. AJ hasn't won a world title since, 2018? So, just like John until a couple of months ago, right? So, you know, AJ versus Cena for the IC title for AJ to pick it up or Cena to pick it up, cool. So do we do the same thing but reverse to have like Cena's last final arm raiser be against Sami, which is sort of a rub, but it's for the IC title and when he loses it. But we can't give, and then it's like, well, Gunther could be Cena's last match, but do we really put Gunther back the IC title? You can't really do that. At least Sami makes a little bit more sense. I don't know. Hunger Games. Hunger Games, because I would rather LARP a war then jump on glass panels. Well, it's not really LARPing if you're actually killing each other, but you know what I mean. I'd rather be in a war type scenario, battle royale type scenario, than jump on glass panels. I'd rather war sounds more fun than childhood games that if you lose, you get killed. If I was going to die, I'd rather die getting killed by getting my head chopped off or getting shot or bow and arrow or fighting instead of like, oh shit, I broke a freaking cookie because I didn't cut the right shape. I don't know. Cross. His contract's up. I don't know if he's staying. Obafemi, you know what? That's a good point. Obafemi over John Cena, that's a good point. Yeah. Trick. It sucks that Joe Hendry is still a TNA superstar for like, what, 2 more years? Because you know what? If Joe Hendry could get just moved to WWE, Joe Hendry over John Cena and John Cena's final match for the IC title sounds amazing. That sounds amazing to me. But I don't know. Brock attacks anybody who's open up to attack when he comes back. He ain't going for the title, so I guess it's Cena. 16th minute. Honestly, when it comes to Brock, it just makes more sense to be like he hates everybody. Whoever's open to be attacked by him gets attacked by him. I'm not. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess Brock versus Gunther will be awesome. I don't really want to see another John versus Brock match. That's not what I wanted. Like, I know John was going to drop the belt at some point. He wasn't actually going to retire with it. I was kind of hoping that he would because, it'd be funny. But it wasn't actually going to happen. I know that. SummerSlam's a little bit, after a straight up face turn, is a little bit, really though. But at least he had one true face defense of the belt. So that's cool. And he could still go for the IC title, which I think he will do. But he only has about, 4 or 5 matches left, and one of them gets wasted on Brock Lesnar. Like, Brock versus Gunther, I do want to see. That I want to see. Cena versus Brock, though? Like, if Cena loses, he gets bitched out by Brock again, like 2015. I really don't want to see that because Cena's my guy. Cena beats Brock. I don't want to hear the bullshit. I don't know if it will be, but I really don't want to hear it from people who are like, well, why'd you bring Brock back if John just beat him like it was 2012? I heard it before. I don't want to hear it again. It's not exactly the match itself. Like, I don't want to see a repeat of 2012 as much as I don't want to see a repeat of 2014. Either don't work for me. Yeah, I'd be happy Cena wins. But then some jackass would be like, why did you have Brock come back if Cena was going to win? I know it's his retirement tour, but Brock, we remember, and it's worse because of 2014. Be like, well, John Cena got bitched out by Brock freaking 11 years ago, and Cena's even weaker now than he was 11 years ago. And you had him basically just redo Extreme Rules 2012. And that sucked then. I can't win at all. Like, I'd have to just not pay attention to anybody to watch that match. It's not exactly the pairing. It's the absolute, like, either Cena loses and he gets absolutely old yellered, which makes him look like a bitch for the last 4 matches he has. At least when he lost to Cody, that was a pretty damn awesome match, and it was pretty even. Just Super Cody was a little bit stronger because he's, what, 10 years younger at this point? Okay. Well, you know, like, I'm not too happy with the way it could go. Dude, have you seen how John Cena's body looks compared to, like, 10 years ago? Even 5? Like, the dude looks like he's lost a little bit of muscle mass. It's not even a joke. Like, seriously. He is technically weaker. It's not even a lie. Like, seriously, look at John Cena from 2015 and look at the muscle mass he had during the Open Challenge run to what he has now. He is legitimately weaker. He is. He doesn't look the same. He doesn't. He doesn't. Like, yeah, he's still kicked out of that many crossroads and Cody cutters, yes, but truly he is weaker. Like, he legitimately is. Like, look at him. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. Look at him. It's not like he's The Rock. The difference between John and The Rock is Rock gained muscle mass when he went to Hollywood because he took steroids. John lost it because he's getting older, and he is, I do believe, and you can call me crazy, John Cena legitimately is natural. He doesn't take steroids. You can call me crazy, but I legitimately believe John when he says he's natural, because he's damn near 50, if not already 50. That's not weird for him to lose the muscle mass that he had 10 years ago. So, you know, I believe him when he says he's natural. Rocky was just as old as Cena was when he really, like, got his big break in Hollywood, like Pain and Gain, Fast and Furious. He took steroids. Rock took steroids. Like 2012, 2013, 2014, that man took steroids. There is no doubt in my damn mind. And he might still, well, at least until he had his heart problem that he was talking about recently. But, yeah, Rock puts in the work, but that dude took steroids. I have no doubt in my mind Rock took steroids over the past decade or so. John Cena, I believe he's natural. I do. Like, I believe him when he says that. It's not just because I'm a Cena fan, but, like, if he still had the same muscle mass that he had 10 years ago, or even 5, and had no problem maintaining it, I would be like, nah, you probably do take steroids, John. Stop lying. Stop lying, man. Stop doing that. No, I think John losing some of the muscle mass that he's had and the way he looks shows he's natural. It's just age. I believe he's natural. You could... Cena's 48. Okay, yeah, damn near 50. He's close enough. Yeah, 48. Either way, damn near 50. You get old. I would agree with that to a certain extent. But I'd still want to see the match. I still kind of want to see that match, but I think you're right. 0-1, Sedano Uno, NYCFC. But no, I legitimately believe John is natural. I believe him when he says it. You could call me crazy all you want. I believe it when he says it. When John says he's natural and always has been, he hasn't taken a steroid, I believe him. You could call me dumb. Like, yeah, you could say, well, of course the WWE wellness policy wouldn't hit John Cena when he was at his peak. Fair enough, but you could say that, but I believe John never took a steroid. I believe him when he says it. And I still think Rock, when he got to Hollywood, took steroids. There's a difference. Like, look at Rock. Dude's older than Cena, yeah. So, yeah, look at Rock about 7 to 10 years ago and look at John now and tell me who takes steroids. Rock. That's no axe to grind. That's just facts. I have my axe to grind with a Rock. Don't worry. But that ain't part of it. That's just facts. I have an axe to grind with a Rock, but that ain't part of it. That's just facts. The dude was on gas. Shot saved. The dude was on gas. I don't know how long. Definitely about 8 to 10 years ago, he was on it. I don't know how long he stayed on it. I don't know if he's on it anymore because of the heart problem that he was talking about recently. I'm sure he'd be a dumbass if he was. If he still was, but I'd bet my bottom dollar that Rock, when he really got his Hollywood break, he was on steroids. I'd bet my bottom dollar. But that's not an axe to grind. That's just facts. An axe to grind is basically saying, yeah, no, screw you, Rocky, for turning John heel. Especially during his final year because, well, you know what? You hate Cody and you wanted to make Cody look like a bitch. Because he wouldn't turn, so. Also, he's still mad about WrestleMania 40. You either want to turn Cody or make John make him look like a punk. And Rock had nothing to do with that storyline, but when John kicked Cody in the balls. And then John had to run a damn heel storyline without The Rock, who was the reason it got pushed. I don't believe it's shit. I don't believe a thing they said on Unreal. Of course they protected The Rock. Like, of course Triple H is like, it was my idea. Bullshit. We all know whose idea it was. We all know who, speaking of an axe to grind, we all know who Rock has an axe to grind against. Cody Rhodes. He's still pissed about WrestleMania 40. And Cody wouldn't turn, so what better way to make John turn and basically ruin his retirement tour beside the fact he became world champion? He got the 17th world title. The Paul Curls, he's a heel, though. And then as soon as he turns back face, what happens? He drops the belt. And to think I liked Rock for a year when the WrestleMania 40 build was happening. Dude's a self-serving punk. Dude's a self-serving jackass. But either way. I mean, Hulk Hogan as a gimmick. Hulk Hogan as a gimmick. What he did for the business of wrestling, I have all the respect for in the world. Hulk Hogan made wrestling what it is today. If Hulk Hogan was never around, you're not seeing me talk about John Cena or anybody for that matter. Hulk Hogan made wrestling popular to the point where it's through all the bullshit, through all the boom periods and down periods, it is still, to a lot of people, a household thing, at least in WWE. But the wrestling business is alive today in multiple ways because of Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan as a performer, all the respect for him. Hulk Hogan for what he did for wrestling, all the respect to Hulk Hogan. Now, the person, Terry Bollea, I don't like the guy behind the gimmick. He had his problems. He had his demons. I'm glad he got right with God at the end there. I hope that he is in heaven. I hope him getting right with God has him in heaven. But he did have his demons. The man, Terry Bollea, had his demons. I didn't like the man behind the gimmick. What the gimmick, what Hulk Hogan did for wrestling, all the respect in the world. And his Japanese matches were amazing. Like, actually look up Hulk Hogan in Japan. The matches he had in Japan were amazing. Like, you think Hulk Hogan was a joke of a wrestler? Look up his matches in Japan. Oh my God, how amazing those were. You don't even realize, like, you watch, I was like, Hulk Hogan did all of that? He did more than a leg drop? What? No joke. Watch some of his Japanese matches. Like, look up Hulk Hogan Japan. Like, no joke. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, he does like shit you wouldn't expect Hulk Hogan to do. Still wearing the damn Hulkamania tights. It's crazy. But, which makes me kind of sad that he performed the way he did in WWE and WCW. The dude was way more talented in the ring than you would have known if you only watched his WWE and WCW matches. It's legitimately true. But I hope for the man that when he got right with God, that got him to heaven. I hope. I'm not a fan of the man behind the gimmick, but Hulk Hogan, the gimmick, did a lot for professional wrestling. So those are my thoughts. But I wish the man the respects that and the condolences he deserves. That's my thoughts. Yeah, that's like 5, right? Well, let's also be clear that Hulk Hogan tried to bust the union. Like, it ain't just the fact that Hulk. Like, he also was a union buster. He sold Jesse Ventura down the river, so that happened. He's a damn liar. The man legitimately, like, absolutely embellished every story that he had. The man had a... Hulk was a G. As I said, there's an artist. Hulk Hogan, the character, was a G. I'll agree with you there. I'll agree with you there. The character, the gimmick, G. I'll agree with you there. I wish his soul the best. But I'll agree with you. The gimmick, Hulk Hogan, G. I'll agree with you there. I do kind of find it sad that he was booed to hell and back on January 6th when Raw went to Netflix. I will admit that. Only because it sucks because that was the last time he was on TV on WWE. And the last thing he remembered from his the WWE part of his life was getting booed to hell and back. That's gotta suck. Like, I don't know if he knew that'd be his last appearance ever coming out to the stage, or it just ended up happening that way. But I gotta admit that sucks. I actually did, like, in the moment, I felt sorry for him. In the moment, like, I understood why they were booing him, but I felt like it was too much. I legitimately felt like it was too much. I'm like, we get it. We get it. And they even booed Jimmy Hart. Like, what did Jimmy Hart ever do? It's out for a corner. Like, and even then, they even booed Jimmy Hart because they sent him out there to save the segment. I'm like, what the hell did Jimmy ever do? Like, I don't know. Jimmy Hart, I ain't heard not a bad word about Jimmy Hart. I ain't heard a bad word about him. There might be some out there, I don't know. But I ain't heard a bad word about Jimmy Hart. They booed him too. That's when it really, I'm like, dude. I get why you're booing Hulk, but it's a little bit too much. And then you boo the mouth of the South. What did Jimmy Hart ever do to get booed? What did he ever do? What did he ever do? The fact that you haven't heard a freaking peep about anything problematic that Jimmy Hart has done in the wrestling business when he was there in the damn 80s, he must be a freaking angel. Legit. And they booed him too. I was like, okay, we get it. We get it. But either way. Like, I felt bad for Hulk Hogan, but when they brought out Jimmy Hart and he got booed just as bad, I legitimately wanted to freaking tear up. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers. Really? Really? I ain't heard a bad word about Jimmy Hart ever. And I've listened to shoot interviews from guys from the 80s. A lot of them. And they never said a bad word about him. Never. And the 80s were a fucked up time. And Jimmy Hart never had a bad word spoke about him. Dude must be a damn angel. That really pissed me off. Like, that really, I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. Playing forward, Helino. Header! Oh, off the post, in! Is it a goal? Is it a goal? Yes! And Gulo scores the rebound. 1-1, uno. 37th minute. There you go. There it is. Jesus Angulo, I guess he's going to be a daddy because he did the... Congratulations. 1-1, uno. Yep. He's got a kid on the way. 1-1, uno. That's onside. Boom. What a run. Boom. Rebound. And Montreal Pueblos just started. Boom. Off the crossbar and out. And Angulo made sure. Boom. Helino with a cross. What a cross, too. 1-1. Uno. Toluca needs to win outright to be comfortable about advancing. Angulo. It's still 0-0 between Columbus and Leon. They took away the goal, I guess. Commentary. The goal was ruled out 4th minute. Okay, so still 0-0, 1-1. That goal stands, though. Montreal Pueblo has not had anything happen yet. Liga expansion team should play Leagues Cup. Goal kick for Freeze. I think it's more than possibly, but you know what? Good move. VAR check. Here's a VAR check. For the first, well, no, they played it out. Paulinho has a chance here. Shot. He slotted it home. The question is this the ball offside? This could be a leading goal. I want him back, but I think it's out the window, but we'll see. I never saw that, Pacharo. Son going to LAFC is an amazing signing. Bouanga and Son playing on the same front line would be crazy. I can't wait to see it. That's going to be fun. Yeah, that's offside. Yeah, I think it is. 40th minute. I think this is still a 1-1 game. Yeah, I think he was offside just barely. We're going to see. Yeah, I think he's off. So it's still 1-1, but Toluca's in good position. They're still talking about it, so that's good news, I would guess. Could be good news, could be bad. Let's see. The fact they're taking so long can either be really good or really bad. They're still checking. Yeah, I know. I mean, as the ball was played, he definitely has the... Yeah, I think he's off. I think he's off, personally. They're going to check it. Goal! Goal! Goal for Toluca. Paulinho gets it. Wow. Okay. All right, then. It stands. Or it is a goal. 2-1 for Toluca. 2-1. They have the lead. The defending champions bounce back. And NYCFC are pissed, which I don't blame them at all. I think they might have just got robbed. They might have just got robbed. But Toluca has the lead going to the half. They can't check it again, so it stands now. Toluca top of the table with 8 points. Basically, if Toluca wins outright, one of Juarez, Mazatlan, or Pumas have to lose. to make sure Toluca advances to the next round. New York fans probably cursing a storm. I wouldn't blame them at all. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. I just hope I will be watching Red Zone a lot this year. What I hope is they don't add advertisements to Red Zone. Also, they don't change the host. Don't change the host and don't add ads, and we'll be happy. I'll be happy. Happy. Columbus Leon 0-0 so far. Columbus is third with 5 points as it stands. So they're sitting in the top 4 as we speak. Of course, they could get a 6 point if they draw and win the shootout, which put them still have them top 3. But of course, let's not forget that things could get different. "45th minute. Damn, 7 minutes of stoppage time. Toluca, NYCFC, I won't say they were better for the game so far, but definitely didn't go so well. "46th minute. Out. Oh, Toluca has it. Cleared the damn ball. Good. "46th minute. To the 47th, 2-1, 2-1. Hmm. "48th minute. Jimmy Lozano's manager of the month. Jimmy Lozano's the manager of the month for July in Liga MX. No way. Yep. And then, of course, the NFL Network basically got bought by ESPN. Two to one, 2-1. Huh. NFL bans smelling salts and ammonia packets. Wow. 49th minute. So what's bad about whatever? Yeah, I still feel like that was offside. Nah, that was a horrible line drawn. Holy Lord. Nah, there was no way. Speaking of NFL, Shedeur Sanders is going to start against Carolina. NFL's cooked now. It's been cooked. Let me be real. The NFL's been cooked since Tom Brady retired. Honestly, I'm surprised that I still care so much about the NFL, but I think there's reasons behind that, which those are happy reasons. Those reasons make me happy, so I guess it's fine that I still care so much. Even though, but seriously, no, the NFL's been cooked since Brady retired. Let me be real. The fact that I still care so much is crazy, but there's reasons, so that I'm fight. There's reasons that I do that I'm happy to have. So you know what? Very happy to have. So you know what? It's getting crazy out there. Same reason I'm bandwagoning the Steelers, but you know. Oh, okay. I've seen the clips of it that make fun of Trump. I haven't watched the full episode because I've been very busy. Seen the clips, but I've been pretty damn busy, so I haven't seen the full episode. I know it's on Paramount Plus now, but so I could. So I can, it's just that I haven't. But I've seen the clips through TikTok. Oh no, I could tell. Like I could tell. No, like it's old school South Park to a T. It's the good stuff. It's not like the past 5 seasons, which I'm not saying were bad, but the past 5 South Park seasons didn't have the same charm. Like there was like a moment where I'm like, I'm not going to admit it, but South Park might have just went full Simpsons and jumped the shark. Like over the past like 5 seasons, but now, no, no, no. That was that. From what I could tell, that first episode was old South Park. That was the real South Park. That was like 1998 South Park. Well, not exactly, because I mean, yeah, there was some current events back in the late 90s, but really early 2000s South Park. That's what that was. That was the real stuff. I'll agree with that. I love it. Amazing deal. Well, they're using Cartman to represent Charlie Kirk, but yeah, that's this week's episode. Which I'm not surprised at all that they're making Cartman basically represent Charlie Kirk, because that's exactly the line they should have taken. That was perfect. That's perfect. That was perfect. That was the perfect line. And the funnier part is like Charlie Kirk like took it in stride. He likes it. Let me tell you, Charlie Kirk is going to start. I'm going to be surprised if he still likes it like after the episode actually airs. I'm going to be surprised. Here's a chance. Toluca for 3. What a save by Matt Freese. 54th minute. Wouldn't shock me. But hey, you know what? I love when a celebrity takes South Park in stride. I love when they're not Tom Cruise. When a celebrity takes their South Park, being on South Park in stride and liking the joke, no matter how hard they go on you, you're good in my book. Or you could be like Tom Cruise and just be an asshole about it. Halftime, 2-1, 2-1. Halftime, it's 2-1, 2-1, medio tiempo. You know? Oh, Gonzalo Garcia is going to stay with Real Madrid for the season. Nice. Honestly, after the Club World Cup, he deserves it. Yeah. I don't know if they redid it, but Kanye didn't like his. How we doing, Blitzo? But 2-1 Toluca. Good to know, Blitzo. What? People are pissed. People are pissed then. People are pissed. Very pissed. Honestly, I'm shocked. Well, honestly, well, maybe not. But we'll take a short break. From the clips that I saw, it was hilarious. We were just talking about it. It's like 90s. It's like the old South Park came back. Hilarious. Amazing. And the fact they used Saddam for Trump. Hilarious. Hilarious. It's fitting. And I love how, like, the South Park dads, like, went to Garrison's house and was like, I thought you were president again. And he's like, no. Against the run of play, yes. I don't know if I'd say luck. It was a pretty damn good strike by Alonso Martinez, but against the run of play, yeah. Because if you know South Park like I know South Park, that was Saddam. That's how they first used Saddam. That was like genius. A dictator from the Middle East? Hey, I'm just an average Joe, buddy. Take a rest. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats of the half, get this one going. Talk about the stats at the half, get this one going. 2-1, 2-1, miro tiempo. 2-1 at the half. Sit tight, be back. We're back for the stats at the half. We'll be live for Tigres versus LAFC at 9:30, of course. 0-0 at the half between Columbus and Leon. actually in the second half. 0-0 at halftime, or still the first half of Montreal Puebla. 0-0 between Pachuca and Houston. The only game with action is this game so far, so we picked a good one. %54 possession to 46% possession, 7 shots to 2, 5 shots on goal to 1, 4 big chances to 1, 168 accurate passes, 80% pass accuracy to 137, 75% pass accuracy, 5 fouls to 6, 1 corner to 1, 7 shots to 2, 5 shots on goal to 1. We have 210 passes to 183, 80 passes, 80% pass accuracy to 75% pass accuracy. We have 13 throws to 4, 0 offside to 2, 2 yellows to 2, 0 red cards to 0. We have 2-1 score line. 2-1 esta noche miro tiempo. Toluca's been the better team for most of the match. They definitely took they punched back hard on NYCFC. NYCFC scored 1 against the run of play, but Toluca's been better for most of the whole game. Yeah, and it looks like they're going to get him. Toluca's been the better team by far for most of this match, if not the whole one, except for like a minute where they got hit against the run of play. NYCFC tried to hold on for dear life, and it didn't pan out very well. Toluca should hold on and win this game, and if they do that, they very likely will be one of the top 4 to advance out of Liga MX to the next round. Of course. Well, we got the second half about to start. For the 4 games today, I think Liga MX goes 3-1. Well, actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But Columbus beats Leon in the end. I think that happens. So 1-1 with Toluca. Puebla should beat Montreal, especially with the fact that Montreal got a red card. So 2-1. Pachuca beats Houston 3-1. San Diego beat Mazatlan 3-2. And I think Angel Correa is playing well right now. I don't know, man. I don't know. Tigres LAFC, I don't know where to go with that one. It's conceivable either team wins. But if Angel Correa stays on the form he's been on, I lean towards Tigres. But if LAFC comes out like the LAFC, like peak LAFC, I know 3-2, but is it going to be 4-2 or 3-3 or 4-2? I'm not too sure. We'll all find out together because that's the second game I'm going live for and actually reviewing. So tonight, I don't know, man. Angel Correa has been on freaking fire since he got to Tigres. If he keeps playing like that, yeah, I don't see how they lose. I think San Diego's good enough to beat Mazatlan, though. I think San Diego should still beat Mazatlan. Like, I know Mazatlan's played well in their top 4. 1 draw with a penalty shootout win and 1 full-on win. But that was a rotated LAFC. I think San Diego, well, they don't have a lot to play for except pride. I think they're going to play for pride. But who knows? Maybe San Diego being on 0 points doesn't exactly show you the quality of what San Diego's been all year. it's kind of similar to St. Louis, their first Leagues Cup. They were very quality in league play. Their Leagues Cup run was damn horrible. Same thing with San Diego. But Mazatlan being top 4, I feel, yeah, they've gotten their jobs done. Exactly. And I think that's the case. Second half about to start. Seeing Mazatlan in the top 4 of this tournament would be nuts. If they actually hold on to being in the top 4, getting to the quarterfinals, I legitimately, I don't know how I would feel. No disrespect to Mazatlan, but Mazatlan ending up top 4 and making the playoff or the knockout stage would be nuts. Over Cruz Azul, Leon, Pumas, Pachuca, America. Dude, you can't tell me. That'd be wild. And yes, we'll talk about what the table looks like after the LAFC match. Before I leave the stream and do the review. And here we go, the second half to start. Tavon Gray is nursing a thigh injury or quad injury, has ice on his leg. I agree. That is true. They still got to make the final 3, the top 3. It would be crazy to see Mazatlan or Juarez in Champions Cup, though. It really would. Even crazier than them being top 4 in this tournament. Paulinho, still Paulinho. Paulinho tries to cross it, didn't pan out well. Second half started 2-1, 2-1. It'd be crazy. Yeah, that's true. And they have been so far. You might be right, but Miami has to win outright to make the Final 4, and I think they still can. The 3 teams I reckon will go through for sure. Tigres, Toluca, Pachuca, surprise team. Well, so far on the table, the top 4, Toluca, Tigres, Juarez, Mazatlan. I believe Mazatlan will lose tonight. Pumas need to get some points off Miami, but I don't think they will. I think Juarez could at least get some points off of Red Bull, which means I think Toluca, Tigres, Juarez, and Pachuca. I'll agree with you, actually. Pachuca they're playing right now against Houston, but they should beat Houston. If they do that, if they win outright, they will be on 7 points. They will be on 7 points. I think LAFC won the shootout against Pachuca. Yes, they did, so it's 4. So 5, they would be on 7 points. In most cases, that should be enough, depending on what happens to Puebla. And, yeah, but you know what? Yeah, I think Pachuca, I agree with you. Tigres, Toluca, Pachuca, and Juarez, I think. How we doing, soccer guy? Juarez versus Red Bull is possible. I don't think Mazatlan will hold on. I honestly believe Miami will beat Pumas. I think Miami will still beat Pumas. At least they got Falcon back. They don't have Messi, but I still think if DePaul's playing very well, and if they play Fafa Pico, they could get some out of it. I don't think Pumas are that good. They've looked somewhat solid. A draw against Orlando and beating Atlanta, but those two teams are mid or suck. Miami are still on paper better than Pumas, so I think Miami beats Pumas. I think so. Yeah, Toluca, Tigres, Juarez, Pachuca so far. I think that's how it's going to end up over the next 3 days. Top 4. Toluca is the best team in Mexico, so is Columbus still the best team in MLS? Well, I don't think Miami's the best team in MLS. I think they're the most talented team. I think Columbus, their window is still open, and they damn sure should have held that win over Toluca. They didn't. But if you take like the first 85 minutes of Columbus against Toluca, yeah, they probably are. Yeah. Because LA Galaxy sure as hell ain't. Portland's, I don't know if I want to go there yet. I think Portland's doing well, but I don't know if I want to go there yet. San Diego's 0-2. Yes, they are. That also helps. If they play Pata, they're cooked. If Pumas go and play Pata against Miami, even without Messi, they're cooked. Which I think they will. Which, weirdly enough, I think they will. But we'll find out tomorrow, which we'll be live for. Let's see their squad. Goalies. We have, there is Miguel Paul. There's Carlos Garcia and Rodrigo Pata. Pablo Lara is hurt. Keylor Navas is injured as well. Navas is injured as well, or did he pick up a red card? Oh, he picked up a red card. Okay, he picked up a red card against Atlanta. NYCFC free kick. So that means I think it will be Pata. I think very likely it will be Pata, but knowing Lara is hurt, Miguel Paul can't be that much better. And Carlos Garcia, they're all untested except Pata, and he really failed his test. But you can't really. Do you go with a guy who's untested or a guy who wants to prove something? I didn't say it would work. Header. At least a guy who's been pressured. Yeah, I would agree with that. San Diego FC is 0-2 and Mazatlan is 2-0. Yes, but I don't think that totally means anything per se. Mazatlan has played some shit teams. Hold on. Well, LAFC, they rotated heavily that they played shit Dynamo, and won. Dynamo's been horrible this year, so that's not surprising. Pumas, or they played a rotated LAFC and won the shootout. If they didn't win the shootout, they wouldn't be up where they are. Winning that shootout really helped them. Vega. I think San Diego truthfully is better than Mazatlan on paper. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but we'll be live for the Miami game tomorrow. We'll be live for Colorado Cruz Azul tomorrow, or Thursday, I should say. Speaking of Central American Cup, let's see how that's going. If there's any games going on right now. I know there is games today. A 1-1 draw between Saprissa and Verdes. Wait, what? Oh my God. At halftime, Vega scored 2 minutes in for Saprissa. Daver Vega scored 2 minutes in for Saprissa. At the stoppage time, Mauricio Lozano scored for Verdes. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. 52 minutes. Dos Uno, 2-1 between Toluca and NYCFC. The only game going on so far is Verdes Saprissa, and it's a 1-1 draw at the half. Okay. I don't know, man. 1-1 between Saprissa and Verdes. I'm stunned silent at halftime. It is in Belize. That is true. Or Verdes is the home team, I should say. Whether I didn't read, but they're the home team, whether it's in Belize or not. But I would think it is in Belize. I don't see any problems there. Either way, Saprissa's drawing Verdes. They are on the road, but it's a freaking Belizean team. Hey, Daniel, how happy are you? Hey, Daniel, a Belizean team is drawing Saprissa halfway through a game, by the way, just to be clear. 54th minute. Verdes 1-1 against Saprissa. I don't know how happy you are about that, but you should be somewhat happy. Shot saved by Freeze. Columbus is leading Leon 1-0. Max Arkston scored 53rd minute. 1-0 for Columbus. 65 minutes in. Montreal and Puebla are at the half, 0-0, 0-0 between Houston and Pachuca. Houston Dynamo's a bad team, yes. LAFC, they rotated. They thought they could beat Mazatlan with the lowest amount of effort possible. And they almost did. But they drew them 1-1 and went to a penalty shootout and lost the shootout. Because Denny Bawanga missed a penalty at the end of it. Like, no joke. Denny Bawanga missed a penalty. Like, am I remembering? I could have sworn, but either way, let me make sure I'm right. Yeah, Denny Bawanga missed the penalty at the end. He scored his first. He missed his second. The penalty, Martinez scored the 29th minute. Mazatlan tied it up. No goals after that. They go to a shootout, and Denny Bawanga choked. I agree, because Houston sucks. But LAFC, no, they don't suck. They just had a shootout where David Ochoa was in goal, by the way. David Ochoa was in goal, by the way. It wasn't Lloris or even Hassal. They won their next shootout, though. Messi is injured. Yes, he's out for 15 days, give or take. Denny Bawanga missed a penalty against ES Tunis and Mazatlan. Yep. Yeah, he did. They could have won against ES Tunis if he didn't miss that penalty. I think they will. Yep. Hey, the last time LAF or Miami played without Messi, they beat the shit out of Houston. At least the last time I watched a Miami game without Messi. They actually do pretty well without him. All things considered, you know what? Miami actually does pretty well without Messi. Every time I see them play. And Pachuca has the lead, 1-0 over Houston. Pachuca leads Houston, 1-0. 0-1. Let's see who scored. And it was Luis Quiñones. Luis Quiñones takes the lead over Houston Dynamo for Pachuca. So right now as we speak, with that result, Toluca, Pachuca, Tigres, Juarez are the top four in Liga MX in Leagues Cup. Shot, Vega, wide, 57th minute, 2-1, 2-1. Toluca top of the table so far, Pachuca second, Tigres third, Juarez fourth. DePaul will carry them. I believe that. I think you're right. Montreal and Puebla. Now, they'll be at 7 points. Puebla will be at 7 points if they beat Montreal. That would push Juarez out as well for a while. For at least 24 hours. When does Juarez play? Juarez plays on Thursday against the Red Bulls. Speaking of MLS, top 4 in MLS as we speak. Columbus Crew with 7, Seattle with 6, Portland with 6, Miami with 5. Montreal is down in 13th place, 3 points. If they hold a draw, they'll have a shootout. We'll see what happens. You know what? I don't believe you. Yep. It's sad, Blitzo. It's sad. It's sad. That's all I can say. It's sad. It's her decision, but it's just sad. 59th minute, 2-1. I have no idea. I have no idea, but wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. I mean, sure on for Tanasevich. Toluca always start the games losing, and now they're winning 2-1. So, dos uno. I don't know. Cleared away. Roman's taking off again, and Cody Rhodes taking off too because he's doing the Street Fighter movie. What are they doing? I guess that's why Cena's facing Brock. That's the main event of Paris. Cena versus Brock, non-title. Because Cody is, what, Guile or whatever? I'm not sure. I'm not surprised. I thought her dad was out. Wide. Corner. The shot goes wide. Fluminense. Well, that's going to be funny. One, I thought her dad was out of her life. I thought it was, I don't know. I thought her dad was the one who tried to fake her death, and her dad was out of her life. Brought down. Shot! Off the post! Cross in. Nope. Now her brother, or is it her brother? It's one of them. Now, the one who's still around, are they? Wouldn't shock me if her brother or her dad was, whichever one is still around. I know some of the gossip. Come on now. I know some of the tea, but either way. Yeah, whichever one's still around might be. I wouldn't be surprised. Whichever one is still around. Human Son going to LAFC is a damn good move for him. I think it'll be interesting. I told you he was a diva. Wasn't I right about Lucho Acosta? I told you the man was a diva. I told y'all. I told you point blank period about Lucho Acosta. But did you listen? No, but I was right, wasn't I? I was right, wasn't I? I wish we could sign defenders, said Soccer Guy. Yep. Probably both blitz, though. I'm sure there was somebody in her camp who wanted a cut of the money, and I'm sure there was, and I'm sure she saw easy money. So I'd say both. I'd say both. I still think it's completely sad, though. Toluca Tigres are already qualified, plus MLS still has spots up for grabs. For me, wait till Friday. Actually, you know what? Wait till I make my predictions on Friday. Then you'll hear my top three. Because I'll do knockout predictions on Friday with the actual knockout field. So just wait till Friday with everybody else. I can't totally make predictions yet because I think Miami will be in the top three, though. I think they will win, and I think they'll end up in the top three. Columbus, the way they're playing, I think they will. And I still think Toluca. Well, hold on. I still think Portland. You know what? It depends on the bracket, though. Like, it actually depends on the bracket. Like, I could say 3 teams, but we don't exactly know the bracket yet. Portland, I say Portland, Miami, and Toluca's already in. So even if they do finish top 3, that spot will filter down. We don't know how exactly that'll work either. Down the league. So we don't know how exactly that'll work out either. So I say Toluca, Portland, Miami. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it for now. For my first predictions, I'm sticking with Portland, Miami, Toluca. And then however that Toluca spot filters down, it filters down. You know, Ryan, for the times I called you a mark and said I'm right, you're wrong, I'll let you have this one because Lucho Acosta was such a disappointment this season. He's benched now. Well, he's going to Brazil, but yeah. Arkston can't score every single goal. Columbus won't without a good striker. They're still a good team, though, and they're about to get Wessam Abu Ali, so they will have that good striker. It depends if he's fit for this tournament, though. But you're right. Still 1-0 over Leon, though. Montreal and Puebla still... Oh, it's still halftime. Is it raining? Oh, it's about to start the second half. Okay. 1-0 Pachuca. 1-0 Columbus. 2-1 Toluca. Corey Baird going to San Diego. What? '67th minute. That's crazy. But playing forward, Toluca. Let's see. Alexi Vega. Oh, the pass was a little bit too far from Paulinho. Perfect pass. If that hit his foot, that would have been offside. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Going to San Diego on Monday. Nice. Sadly enough, there's no Leagues Cup games next week. Next midweek, they're off for like other things. So we'll have Central American Cup next week, plus the Forge versus Vancouver first leg next week, next midweek. Leagues Cup don't come back till the midweek after next. That's when the quarterfinals are played. The 18th or the 19th, 20th, and 21st. The semifinals 26, 27, 28, and the final on the 31st and third place. So there you go. Next week's a week off. Dominguez is on for Angulo. Castro on for Helino. So you ain't going to get to see a match is my point. Oh, hold on. Is there any midweek MLS matches next week? No, that wouldn't make any sense considering, yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. But Champions League qualification. Shit, we're already there, I guess. Yeah, but we got Central American Cup next week. 2-1, 70th minute. Okay. Hopefully you enjoy your time, though. Yep, Forge Vancouver next Wednesday. And Central American Cup and that next midweek. There's a week in between the group stage and knockout stage, which is honestly kind of stupid, but here comes NYCFC shot off the crossbar! Off the crossbar! Alonso Martinez almost tied up the game. 70th minute. Damn. So basically, so you're telling me it's going off of YouTube? Shit. Dude, so they're taking Red Zone off of YouTube TV. That sucks. Let's read this Wall Street Journal story. Shit. Or not. 71st minute. Hold on, what is it? '71st minute. Okay, here we go. ESPN to acquire NFL Network landmark agreement, ABC. ESPN, a subsidiary of Walt Disney Company, announced on Tuesday that will officially acquire the NFL Network in a landmark agreement. The deal, which gives the NFL a 10% equity stake in ESPN, includes the NFL's linear Red Zone channel and NFL Fantasy. The agreement between the sports media giant and the NFL aims to set a new standard for how professional football is delivered, experienced, and celebrated by the fans. The company said in a press release about the deal. The agreement coincides with ESPN's forthcoming direct-to-consumer service, according to the release, which will now include NFL content. NFL programming will also remain on cable, satellite, and leading streaming providers, the company said. In total, ESPN's platforms will license additional 3 NFL games per season to air on NFL Network as a result of the agreement, according to the companies. NFL Fantasy Football will also merge with ESPN Fantasy Football. Doesn't say anything about Red Zone. What I'm trying to figure out is Red Zone still going to be on YouTube TV. That's all I'm trying to figure out. Dude, I just started watching Red Zone a year ago. Well, the actual version of Red Zone. I was probably watching what? Game Day on the NFL free channel on Pluto TV for what, the past 2 years, past year and a half. And since we got YouTube TV, I've been watching Red Zone, except for like Sunday night and all that. I could just go back to the Pluto channel. Yeah, that's true. Either way, which is pretty much just a shittier version of Red Zone, but either way. Excuse me. '74th minute. The NFL network will be owned and operated by ESPN, which will control the network's linear and digital rights. The NFL network will be integrated into ESPN's upcoming direct-to-consumer streaming product, will continue to be available on pay TV providers. ESPN will own rights to Red Zone, including the trademark, and will continue to distribute the channel to pay TV operators. The NFL will continue to own, operate, and produce the Red Zone channel, will keep the rights to distribute it digitally. So it sounds to me, thank you, Dillon, as far as I could read from that, it sounds to me it's still on YouTube TV. Distribute it digitally, which means that's still the contract for YouTube TV. With Sunday Ticket, but I don't have Sunday Ticket, but I do have Red Zone because it's with the sports package. So it sounds to me, for this season at least, it's still going to be on YouTube TV. Good, at least for this year, as far as I could read. But either way, I know nothing about this new ESPN direct-to-consumer service. Like, they still have ESPN Plus, but they have this new service. It sounds like they'll have both at the same time. Why? What? Well, 76th minute. It's rumored for Brock to face Dom at Crown Jewel only because Brock versus Dom was supposed to happen at Perth last year. So I guess what that means is Dom loses to AJ in Paris. Cena beats Brock in Paris. At Perth, AJ versus Cena for the IC title. Holy shit, I might be right. John better win. Hey, if John's going to lose the world title, John better win the IC title with these last 4 months. Just to have it, to say he won the Grand Slam. He better. He better. I think that'll happen, though. Oh, well, yeah, he can't do that, can he? With that being said, Lala said he wouldn't be surprised if Pochettino drops Pulisic in September since Poch said players cannot dictate plans. Here's the thing. Is it really a punishment, though? It wouldn't surprise me if Pulisic doesn't show up in September because of the summer for Casso or whatever. Is it really a punishment, though? It's a friendly. Like, getting dropped for a World Cup qualifier window would be different. Getting dropped for friendlies, is that really a punishment, though? Does that really make a point? Like, I'm not saying, don't take any ideas from me, Pochettino. I ain't telling you to drop Pulisic for the World Cup. But are you really teaching him a lesson by dropping him for a friendly window where the games don't matter? Good tackle. that goes out 78th minute. Does it really matter, though? Like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. No. Pochettino seems like a petty dude anyway. Pulisic was technically in the right. Let's be real. I believe, sort of. He wanted to play the friendlies, but not the Gold Cup. I don't see where he was wrong. 2 substitutions for Toluca. Dominguez and Paulinho are coming off. I don't exactly see where he was wrong. But it wouldn't surprise me if Pochettino drops him. But is that really a punishment, though? Is that really a punishment, though? Okay, so yeah, we agree that it's not really a punishment based on fans' reactions. Vega off for Morales. Like, I don't see being dropped for friendly as a punishment. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it just gives you about a week of rest before you have to play another league match. And then, honestly, it just gives them more rest. Exactly how is it a punishment? It's not like it's a competitive game or a competitive trophy that he's going to miss. Oh, good. Scott Hansen will still be hosting Red Zone. Good. ESPN hasn't screwed it up yet. Saved. Hmm. 80th minute, 2-1, 2-1. Toluca still leads. Montreal's leading Puebla. What the hell? Prince Owuzu scored against Puebla. No way. Up, down a man. Down a man. Montreal's leading Puebla. No way. Let's see how it put him in 5th place. Montreal with 5 points sits in 5th place. So they will not make top 4 with a win. But Puebla, you suck ass. Puebla, you suck ass. 1-0 Pachuca, 2-1 Toluca, 1-0 Columbus. Pachuca, Puebla, you suck ass. Prince Owuzu has scored in all 3 Leagues Cup games. So he wasn't the one who got the red card, I presume, then. Who got the red card last freaking game, then? Okay. I know Waterman got one tonight, but somebody got a red card at the end there. The last game against Toluca, who got it? Alvarez. Alvarez got the red. Okay. So Wuxia, yeah, I was wondering. But either way, 3 goals. 1 per game for Owuzu. I don't know. Maybe we should have never let him go in the first place. Leon. Oh, wait, no, Morales scored. My bad, no, Morales scored against Toluca. So 2 out of 3 he scored a goal. He should have scored a goal against Toluca. My bad. Well, he was close. He put one off the post. He should have scored one against Toluca. Let's put it like that. Let's put it like that. My bad. He should have scored. You got my point, though. Justin Hawk is off for Reed. Oh, Lord. Here we go. 6 points. Seems to me 6 points may be all you need. Especially if Juarez lose to Red Bull and Mazatlan lose to San Diego and Pumas lose to Miami. And we'll see what happens with the Orlando game 7. If they don't win, and Tijuana ain't beating Seattle. If America beats Portland, yeah, no, they might. They might be on to the next round. You're right, depending on if all the results go their way. Monterrey, they have no chance. Chivas really has no chance. Atletico, Cruz Azul, León, well, they're out. Santos, Atlas, Querétaro are all out. But, yeah, you're right. They kind of do. 84th minute. Why? Columbus León is at 90 minutes, 1-0. 95th minute. How much stoppage time have they put out? We don't know. But it's 1-0 Columbus. 84th minute. Puebla scored 1-1. Well, there you go. 1-1. 58th minute. Emiliano Gomez. 60. Well, there you go. Oh. Lol. '85th minute. Two 2-1. 2-1. '86th minute. Hey, I'd love to see Cancun FC do well. That'd be cool. Toluca leading. 87th minute. Morales gets a yellow. Toluca looks like they'll get it done. And that's going to be a foul, 88th minute. I mean, I think I could see them not doing it, like lying again and just getting rid of it completely. wouldn't completely shock me, as well as the fact that they might just do it anyway. I think it's 50-50 at this point. Like, they'll either be true and actually bring it back, or they'll lie and they don't bring it back. Now, knowing the history of the FMF, it'll probably be a lie, but, who knows? Maybe they'll have a moment of clarity for once, which would be crazy. Trainers come out, and Marcel Ruiz is down holding his knee. Please don't tell me he's hurt. Please don't tell me he's actually hurt. That would suck. '89th minute. He's up. He's walking good. Well, I guess, you could call it moment of clarity the government forcing them to do it. Marcel Ruiz is coming off, or pulling him off because of injury. 90th minute. Well, you could say that's a moment of clarity. Drop ball, that'll be a goal kick. 90th minute. How much stoppage time? 2-1, 2-1. I hope they do bring it back. 5 minutes of stoppage time. '91st minute, cleared away. Because they have a host rights. They're one of the teams with hosting rights. Which basically means they host games at a somewhat neutral venue. Good. I'm glad. 92nd minute. Substitution for Toluca with 3 minutes to go. 2-1, 2-1. Romero's off for Polo Breseño, who's the worst referee of all time. Football, Anthony Taylor. 92nd minute. Baseball, Angel Hernandez. Gridiron football. Ooh. I just did it, really. I just did it, really. I wouldn't say that I was really inspired by anybody on the streaming end. But I mean, making videos, doing a channel, I would say Steve Dangle inspired me there. I'd say the streaming part came naturally, though. But brought down, cleared away. I'd say to make a channel, I was inspired by Steve Dangle. You know? I mean, I kind of joke about it a lot more when I do hockey content. Like when I do Leafs games, I kind of joke about it a lot more. It's like, I'm glad didn't I kind of joke about it where I was like, I'm glad I'm getting out my videos first. I can't get called out. People can't say I'm copying anybody. I mean, because I think our takes are very similar. I don't think there's any plagiarism there. I just think we think similarly, at least about hockey. The fact we're both Leafs fans. And it's full time. Toluca wins 2-1. 2-1. I have no idea. Good. But full-time season of Leagues Cup is over because they do. With that being said, we'll take a short break, or we'll be back at 9:25 for the LAFC versus Tigres match. I'll see you later. 2-1 Toluca, 2-1. And we have one more. Let's see. That should be over by now, right? Or close to it. Let's see where we are. 2-1 Saprissa over Verdes with 11 minutes to go. Orlando Sinclair scored. Okay, good. I was worried things would get worse. Okay, with that being said, Tom, Anthony Taylor's a scumbag. Honestly, I don't know, which is a good thing. Honestly, I don't know, which is a good thing. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Want to subscribe. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour. Less than an hour. Let's be real. For LAFC Tigres. I'll see you then. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See ya.